Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Life Insights with Dr. Mercy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, today we're going to continue our conversations about how we can build and sustain a healthy marriage relationship. I'm going to continue my conversation with Posh TV. Very shortly, she will join us. And today, we're going to be looking at the issue of problem-solving skills. Problem-solving skills. What kind of problem-solving skills would a lady or a man bring to the table, that can help them to build and sustain a healthy marriage relationship? We've established in our previous conversations that the wedding day is not the marriage. The wedding day is just the beginning point. But marriage is a lifelong, contract, is a lifelong experience, okay? It's a lifelong experience. It's longer than the day of the wedding. Marriage is longer than courtship. Marriage is longer than dating, but we think that most times people get carried away while they're dating someone, and they get carried away when they're courting someone, or they get carried away planning just for the day of the wedding, but have minimum, preparation for the lifelong journey, which is marriage itself. So today we want to talk about problem-solving skills that the individuals involved in a marriage relationship can bring to the table, all right? Problem-solving skills is very vital, okay? Because life has challenges. Single life has challenges. As a young lady, as a young man, how have you been dealing with the challenges of life? How have you been dealing with the challenges of life? That is very important. What have you learned as you are living life as a single person? What have you learned? We learn skills on a day-to-day basis, as we're growing up, based on the experiences we're having, we learn life skills. So I think Posh TV is here. Yeah, Posh TV is here. Good morning, good afternoon, Posh TV. And welcome on board. How are you? Hello, Posh TV.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Okay, good to have you. Good afternoon.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Prior to when you joined, I was just trying to engage our audience by explaining the reason we want to talk about problem-solving skills. Times have proven, life has shown that life itself has challenges. Life itself has what? Challenges. As a single lady, single life has challenges. As a single man, single life for a man has challenges. Now, how have the two individuals coming together in a marriage relationship, how have they been solving or facing life challenges? What skills have they learned? What problem-solving skills have they learned? Do you know, coming to America really has opened my eyes a lot. Honestly, I tell people that I appreciate their educational curriculum, you understand, especially even for little kids. It's been a blessing to me, because I'm surprised to find out that in America, little kids are taught problem-solving skills.
Wow.
There is a curriculum, a whole package called social emotional learning.
Wow.
Do you know what you teach children from age 3 and age 4? You're teaching them when they have challenge in their classroom with themselves, with any other person, how to solve it.
That's a good one.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, every adult need to pass through this curriculum.
True, true.
If you, from preschool, you are equipped with the skills you need to solve a problem. Like we teach children from preschool in America not to jump the queue. Can you imagine that? You teach them to line up and not to jump the queue. You teach them patience. You need to line up. You need to take turns. You teach them not to fight for a toy. Yes, that's part of the curriculum. You teach them not to fight for toys, but to wait and take turns. You teach them to ask nicely from preschool. You teach them how to use kind words. Please, if you've been taught how to use kind words from when you are in pre-K3, pre-K4, please, why would you then grow up being aggressive at your spouse? Why wouldn't you try to be nice to the person you claim you love and you want to be in a lifelong relationship with? So these are issues, because when I keep like trying to observe what is going on, I just keep asking myself, these are many of the problems we are experiencing today are foundational.
Yeah.
Like you said in our last discussion, how were you raised? What is your foundation? Where are you coming from? Your upbringing matters a lot. We teach children not to fight. Do not fight. Do not use abusive words at your friends. Ask them nicely. Say sorry. You teach them to say sorry. You know, you teach them to calm down, stop whatever they're doing. If they're having a strong emotion, you teach them to calm down, stop whatever they're doing, hold their belly, name their feelings, and then take 3 belly breaths. And then you teach them to speak up about their problem. And I won't lie to you, it works. So when sometimes I just say, no, all the adults need to go back to this foundation.
Yeah, yeah.
If all the adults, with what I've observed so far, can go back to this social emotional learning, we will have a better society. People will be more like disciplined, you know, people will be more self-controlled.
Yeah.
Because I think it has to do with a lot of self-control. You understand? A man putting his hands on his wife, a wife putting her hands on the husband, you know, or people just going violent on each other just for a minor, you know, problem, or just saying, oh, I'm going to end this relationship by ending your life and ending my life. Can you believe that between last week and today, I know I'm not keeping enough track. I'm telling you, I'm not keeping adequate track, but do you know, I observed a story of a couple, the wife burnt the husband to ashes. Yes. Credit to True Crime Daniel.
Wow.
Yeah, because the husband had a child outside their marriage, outside their home. The man cheated on her and had a child outside their home. And then she decides to do what? Burn him to ashes.
Wow.
Yes. She burnt the man inside the house, and the man was rushed to the hospital, but he couldn't make it. He died. And then she has poisoned herself. She's also dead. Is that the best way to solve that problem?
No, no.
Now, look at the shocking news I also saw yesterday. Still the same true crime Daniel. You can look him up on YouTube. Credit to him. Now, this other young man.
It was said Jiga met favor as a single mother.
Okay.
She had a child from a previous relationship.
This is another young man. Posted the previous story of the lady who burnt her husband inside the house. Posted it on his own, maybe Instagram account or wherever he posted it, and said, if I cheat, you can leave. It's not by force. He posted that story, right? Now, his own girlfriend stabbed him to death because she found him also cheating. This is just one day ago. Can you imagine what is going on with our young people?
Wow.
What, like taking life as if they're trying to, yeah, as if they're trying to eat Christmas chicken. Why are people taking one another's lives? That is not the best way to solve these problems. That is not the best way to solve these problems. We can go on and on and on and on. There is no day you don't have a story of a marriage, you know, that is crashing and crashing in a bad way. If it's not story of DV, right? Going on in the relationship, it's, oh, divorce. And when you check the reason, you find out that if these two people in this relationship really can sit down and really can try some other strategies that they can use to solve their problem, if they really brought some problem-solving skills to the table of their marriage, we won't be having so many sad stories like this. So that is why we are what? Talking about problem-solving skills that adults can bring to the table of their marriage. Marriage is not just the wedding day. You know, I was saying that before you joined. Marriage is not just the flamboyancy of the preparation, of the wedding day preparation. Marriage is a lifelong experience. So I've been researching, I've been thinking, you know, and problem-solving skills that an individual can have is part of one's self-discovery. You understand? Yeah. And like we established the last time, self-discovery is huge. You need to discover yourself. Who am I? How can I cope with a problem? How can I cope with a challenge? And when I get involved with another person, how will I be able to manage our relationship so that it can be healthy? So I'm going to let you talk first. And when you finish talking, then I can share some of the ideas that I have. And then, you know, we take it from there. So over to you, Posh TV. What do you think about problem-solving skills?
Yeah, thank you so much. You have said so much again. It's, I don't know, the issues coming up every day, you know, they are really disheartening, and one will just keep going, wow, how people just take irrational decisions and just do things, you know, just take laws into their own hands and do things that you can't even imagine sometimes. In our last discussion, we talked about most of the problems in marriages being foundational. You know, we said most of the time it has to do with the foundation. And I will still start from there again today. Because the number one skill problem-solving skill I want to talk about is the ability for the partners to be able to pray together. So that's the very first thing, you know. But being able to pray together brings us back to the foundation now. Are they both Christians? Do they both believe in God? How were they brought up? Do they believe in prayers? Are they willing to sit together and even do the praying? Do they believe in the fact that, okay, if we pray together, God will hear us, or there is value in me praying with my partner? Those are foundational things. If the wife, for example, does not believe in all of those things, she definitely won't be in the position to say, okay, my husband, come, let's pray together about this issue. I believe that God can give us a solution through prayers. The husband on the other side, if he doesn't believe in all of these things, if he wasn't brought up that way, that goes to tell us that we as parents have a long way to go in teaching our children these foundational things. We have a lot of work to do in letting them know that no matter what you face in life, you must learn to run back to God. If as an individual, I learn that, then and I bring that knowledge or that mentality into my marriage, it will definitely help when we have issues or when we have problems that need solution. You'll be able to remember that, oh, my mother had taught me, or my father had taught me, or my parents had taught me that in any situation, I must learn to run back to God. I must be able to bring my issues before God. So that is one problem-solving skill I want every couple out there to learn or to know, that in any situation at all, if both of you can come together and cry to God, it has worked for me, and I know that it will always work. It will work for anybody. If you bring the issues before God together as a couple, the Bible says when we agree, we get answers fast. So if the two can come together and pray to God, issues will definitely find solution, or they will definitely be solved.
You must three.
Number two, problem-solving skill I want to talk about is patience. We need a whole lot of it. Marriage is not like boiling water. I don't know how best to explain this. Marriage is not something hot, or like you have to eat very fast. When food is hot in your mouth, you have to chew it very fast so that it doesn't burn your mouth, But marriage is not like that. Marriage is something you have to approach calmly. You need a lot of patience. You need to be patient enough with yourself, first of all, and then with your spouse. You don't have to compare yourself or your marriage with what is going on in another person's marriage or in another person's life. If you do, you will have issues, you have problems, because you will find out that things are not working for you the way they are working for the other person. So you need a lot of patience. The way your timing in your own marriage is different from the timing in another marriage. For example, you expect that, okay, after 2 years we have been married, we should own our own car. After 3 years, we should have built our own house. And then you find out that these things are not working the way you planned or the way you thought they will. And then you find your neighbor or your friend, and in her own marriage, things are working really fast. They bought the first car, they bought the second car, they bought the third. They have 2 houses already within 5 years. And you're like, oh, my marriage, this is what I planned for my own marriage, and it's not working. And then the next thing you think is to walk out of that marriage. No, you need to be patient. You need to be patient. You need to know what God has planned for you and your spouse. You need to know how the right steps to take to achieve your goals, to achieve your dreams. So you need a lot of patience. Even when there are issues, you need patience for you to be able to get to the root of the issues and then to be able to find solution to those problems. If you are the very angry or aggressive type, you need to learn to calm down. You need to learn to handle your emotions. Patience also comes in there. If you're not the patient type, you're really going to have a lot of issues. And before you know it, your marriage has gone the other way around. And then I will also talk about the fact that some okay, let me just move to the next point. I want to talk about communication as well. If you have communication issues, you also need to learn to be patient or you need to have good listening skills to be able to listen to your partner, understand what he or she is saying, and then be able to find a solution around the issue on ground. If you don't have good listening skills, you will have issues. You know, you will have issues in solving problems. Some women or men, you know, they can't discuss issues with their spouses without having to raise their voices or without having to shout. If you are in that category, if you have that problem, one funny thing I will always suggest is, before you talk about that issue, both of you decide to go to a public place, probably a restaurant or something, decide to discuss that issue in that public place, and then ask yourself if you will shout in that public place, whether people will not start watching at, you know, looking at you funny, like, what is wrong with this person? Why does she have shouting at the top of her voice? Just because she's discussing with someone, you know, you will definitely get that reaction if you are shouting in a public place like that while talking to your partner. So if you know you cannot shout in a public place, then I think it will help you to control your tone, control your anger, if you're going to have to go and discuss in a public place. So most times, if you have issues to discuss, go to a public place and discuss it. Because if you stay within your home, you feel it's just two of us. So you can raise your voice, you can shout, you can do anything you want. But in a public place, people will look at you and be like, what is wrong with this person? So that will go a long way to help you in controlling your voice, controlling your tone, controlling your anger. I will also talk about the skill of a positive attitude. I'll talk about the skill of a positive attitude. You know, a lot of people out there, once things are going sour, they feel there can be a solution to this. You know, I think this back to the issue of patience I talked about earlier. They feel there can be a solution to this. I just have to take a walk. I just have to, you know, find my way. I can get someone better out there instead of managing with this person, managing with this riffraff. You know, they begin to call themselves names. You need a lot of positive attitude in your marriage. If you don't have it, it will not help situations. You know, probably you've been waiting on God for a child or something, and then you have waited for maybe 6 months, 1 year, because this happens a lot in a lot of marriages. I know quite a number of couples who are waiting on God, you know, after 1 year, 2 years of their marriage, and they are wondering what is going on. Some couples are not patient enough to say, okay, we'll keep trusting God, because it is God who gives children. Some are not patient enough to say, we'll keep trusting God. We will wait. We know that definitely soon God will answer our prayers, and we will receive our answer. Yeah. A lot of them are so impatient. They don't have that positive attitude towards life, you know, to think that things will get better. They always feel that once it has gone sour, that is it. I can't wait anymore. I can't continue in this. So you need a lot of positive attitude. I would also like to add that couples need to learn to make decisions together. They need to learn to make decisions together. I think I mentioned this in our last discussion as well. Once you get into marriage, it's no longer just about you. No. It's no longer just about you. There are two of you now, and the Bible says it will become one. Exactly. The two have become one now in a marriage. God help you if you have children already. So there are so many parts to you now. It's not just about you. Yeah. So whatever you need to do, whatever steps you need to take, you need to sit down together, especially with your partner. Maybe when your children have grown, yes, you can begin to call them to a meeting and then you guys discuss together and all of that. But when they are still much younger, you and your partner, you have to learn to sit together and make decisions. Decisions about money, decisions about feeding, decisions about the children's school fees, decisions about how you close every member of the family, little things that people think don't matter. For example, a man I know, you know, at some point, he just came home, bought a set of new clothes for himself. And the wife became furious. She was like, wow, you're just changing clothes every day. You didn't even inform me you wanted to change your wardrobe. You didn't even carry me along. You know, fine, he has the right to change his wardrobe. But I think it's the way he went about it that had an issue. He didn't carry the wife along.
Or maybe they
Sometimes
keep a
women
joint
do that as
account.
well.
Maybe they keep
You
a
said-
joint account.
Well, the issue of joint accounts, I think, is another topic for
Another
another
topic
day.
entirely.
So personally, I don't subscribe to it. Personally, I don't subscribe
Another
to it.
day. Let's talk about that
Yes,
another day.
we'll talk about that another day. Yeah. So, you know, we women as well, we do that. We just feel like I have the liberty to do whatever I want, you know, and all of that. But it doesn't work like that always in marriage. You have to learn to sit together and make decisions. Even if you want to have some extra ability to be able to do things on your own, it's still something you both have to sit down and discuss. Okay, this is the limit for joint spending or joint whatever. And then at this point, I can stand alone and do whatever I want. So, you know, all of that are things that you both have to sit down and discuss as a couple. It's no longer about you, your house rent, feeding, you need to buy a new car, you need to build a house. Everything about your marriage, about your home, you both need to sit down together and take decisions together. I would also like to mention this, that you need to learn to surround yourself as an individual and also your home with positive people. With positive people. There are so many marriages that are being influenced by negative advice from people outside the home. You know, friends, especially women, even the men too, have friends who advise them wrongly. And they don't take a second and sit back and think about what they have been told. They just feel, oh, since it's coming from my friend.
And it doesn't matter if you meet that friend in church or not.
Or not. Sometimes, even when you meet them in church, you know, it's not everybody who has the mind of Christ. Let me put it that way. It's not everybody who has the mind of, even when you meet them in church, sometimes they can give a bad advice that will jeopardize the success of your marriage, you know.
And I think I want to add that individuals in a relationship should know what works for them.
Yes, exactly.
Like you said earlier, don't look at people and copy. You need to ask yourself, what solution is going to work for me and my spouse?
Exactly.
Even if it's your pastor's wife giving you advice, or your pastor.
Yes.
Ask yourself, what works for me and my spouse?
Yes, because a lot of marriages have also crashed based on pastor said we should do this. So you need to be sure that whoever the advice is coming from is really sound up there, and then really has the mind of Christ and is truly being led by God, by the Spirit of God. And for you to be able to know all of this, it means you yourself, you are in right standing with God, and you also sound up there, and you're also being led by the Spirit of God. Because if you're not in that position, you won't be able to differentiate when an advice is a good one and when an advice is not a good one. So you need to surround yourself with people who have like minds like you, not someone. Okay, for example, you are a man, you feel you have issues with your wife, and the next person you run to is your best friend, so-called best friend, who keeps like 5 girlfriends, even though he is married. What kind of advice do you expect that kind of person to give you? Of course,
to start with, how is that person your friend? How is that person
your friend? Especially if you don't believe in doing such things.
What kind of friend is that?
Exactly. What kind of friendship is that? You don't believe in doing what he's
doing. Evil communication corrupts good manners. You know that, right?
Exactly.
Evil communication.
So you need to watch the kind of friends you keep. As the man, as the woman, watch the kind of friends you keep. And then the kind of couples that surround your marriage as well. Because somehow these things rub off, you know. Once you are friends together, you go out together, you do things together, you discuss. Definitely someone will want to influence someone. So be sure that the kind of people that surround you are positive people, and they are the ones that believe in the right things in life.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Posh TV. I can't, oh my God, this is so much, you know. Thank you so much. You are loaded. I told you God does not make mistakes, you know. You are really, really, really loaded. You know,
Thank you.
I really appreciate the points you have raised. Oh Lord. Many single ladies need to hear this. And also many married people need to hear it.
Yeah.
You understand? And I really like where you started from. The point of prayer, which is foundational in our lives. You understand? The point of prayer. Prayer is big in the success of a relationship. You understand? Prayer is big, and you can be a praying person by the grace of God and not be able to have that attitude to patiently listen to what God is saying to you, because prayer is conversation with God. You know, prayer is that, you know, place where we meet God and have a conversation with him. Talk to our Father about the things that are bothering us. And if it's your marriage that is having a challenge, prayer is the right place or the right attitude or the right first problem-solving skill to have. You need to be a person of prayer. And your second point, or maybe the third, patience is a big one. Oh my God. You know, when you mentioned patience, I gave you thumbs up. You see, in this journey of marriage, for it to be healthy, for it to be sustainable, you need that patience. Look at the two P's, prayer and patience. And you know, when we moved over here, you know, because I know like maybe some people over there where you are in Nigeria, I now that I'm here, I used to say, some people in Nigeria might think that it's only in Nigeria you need prayer. Or it's only in Nigeria you need patience. When we relocated over here, I found out that we had to start all those prayer we used to also pray in Nigeria, all the fasting, all the prayer, all the night vigil. We had to start it all over. Because when you come over here, the challenges over here, we tell you, welcome. Thank you for coming to join us. All right, now start your own prayer. You understand me? So prayer is endless. Prayer should be limitless. I'm telling you. So life in Nigeria requires prayer. Marriage relationship in Nigeria requires prayer. It requires patience. When you move also to the US, you move to the UK, anywhere you move to, you require prayer, you require patience to walk your marriage. You understand?
Yeah.
To, you know, make sure your marriage is healthy. If you don't have patience, and I think that is why all of this is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the stories we hear about a couple ending the life of a wife, I mean, a husband ending the life of a wife or a wife ending the life of a husband, is because they lack patience too.
Yeah.
And it's because they don't pray too.
Yeah.
If they can take everything to God in prayer, at least start with prayer. And if it doesn't work, you understand, your prayer and patience. Let not the first thing you do to be to burn another person up. You know, that should not be the first thing that should cross a person's mind when you're having a challenge with your partner. To start with, you didn't come from the same background.
Exactly.
You weren't raised by the same parents.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't check your values before you got into this.
Yeah.
But then you find yourself with these life issues. Very, very great points, Posh TV. Prayer is foundational. Patience is foundational for a marriage to work out. And like you also said, planning
and communication.
Time to talk. Communication, like you said, there is, my goodness. So how did you even talk the person into the relationship in the first place?
Yeah.
You know, I also want to say that ladies should also be able to decipher when a man is sweet-tongued.
Exactly.
Don't be carried away with the sweet
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
You understand? And that is
Yeah.
why you have to pass everything through the Spirit of God.
Yes. Yes.
You have to know, you have to discover yourself in God. Discover yourself. Have that sensitivity in your spirit that when you meet somebody and you and that person is having a conversation, you should be able to decipher if the person is just paying lip service to the conversation or they really mean what they are saying.
Yeah.
We need to be more observant. We need to be more sensitive. You understand? So like you said, a couple should communicate. Communication is key. Talk about the things that are bothering you.
Yeah.
Define the problem. What is the problem? And also think about a solution. I tell you, my sister, we teach little kids that.
Wow.
We teach little kids to say what the problem is with their mouth. We tell little kids, do not cry. Calm down. Name your feeling and also say the problem. And then think about a solution.
Wow.
If you're teaching little kids to do that, why can't adults be patient enough to sit, engage with their spouse, define what the problem is, think about a solution, because there is no problem without a solution.
Yeah.
There is no problem without a solution, my sister. So I really think we can do better.
Yes.
We can do better as, you know, adults who are already in the marriage experience, and then young people also who are intending to come into marriage can do better by working on themselves, taking time to study who they are, and, you know, make sure they understand what their problem solving skills are.
Yeah.
So talking, while you are talking to your spouse, it is also good that two people who are talking together are really engaging and are involved, are listening to one another.
Yes.
You know what the social media is doing to couples now? While a couple is talking, while one is talking to the other one is busy.
Yes.
Ignoring the conversation.
Exactly.
I think when a couple is talking together, they should really engage.
Put away every gadget,
Put
telephone.
away the distraction of the social media. Even if it's an email you're reading, even if it's a text message you're reading, whatever it is, you should put it aside.
Also, it also shows you respect your partner.
God bless you. Respect is key.
Yeah.
Respect is foundational. Respect should be primary. But I found out that it's like over time, people tend to relax about their spouse. After all, I got you already. You understand? I'm married to you already. Yes.
Familiarity.
When people are courting, they seem to be more courteous about how they respect the other person, how they, you know, pull the chair back for when you have a date, you know. You maybe went to a restaurant to eat. They'll open the car door for the lady to come down. They'll close the car door. When you want to walk into the restaurant, you open the door. The lady walks in. When you get to the table, you pull the seats back. The lady sits down. You give her a pat on the shoulder. Then you go. But as soon as marriage is signed, the marriage contract is signed, all of that is withdrawn.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's my wife, she's here.
And we blame it on the pressure of life.
Thank you. Which shouldn't be, because I've observed in this part of the world that some people still do it even in their old age.
Wow.
When we go out and we see, like, to a diner and we see elderly couples, and I still see an elderly man, old like grandpas, a grandpa, like still treating his wife, who is also a grandma, like that. I'm like, oh my God. I call my children's attention. I say, look, you see that? Even as old as this man is, he's still treating the wife like a queen she is. He's still respecting her, even in the public. I think our men should also learn this.
Yeah.
Keep that special place for your wife. Keep it. The lady, keep that special place for your husband. Do not let anything take that place. Just like you will not let anything take the place of God in your life. Give your husband that special respect, that special space in your heart. And husband, give your wife that special space in your heart. When your wife has something to discuss with you, that should not be the time you should be on your phone. I don't care who you're talking to. Put that phone aside and listen. Engage with your spouse. Listen to what each other has to say.
Yeah.
Because that is also foundational and it's very important.
Yeah.
If I have something that is bothering me and I'm talking to you and you're not paying attention to me, you're telling me that
you're not important.
Thank you. Deal with it on your own. And the moment we start creating those spaces, thank you. That begins, that's like a crack in the wall. Oh, the other time I was trying to communicate with you, what is bothering me? You treated me like, you know, I don't matter to you.
Yeah.
And the human flesh, if you're not prayed up as a woman, if you're not prayed up as a man, if you're not patient, that crack will lead to many other things. So when the other person wants to talk to you, be like, okay, I'm going to ignore you too.
Yeah.
So, but it only takes matured minds to easily, you know, forgive and still know that, okay, because you did that to me, doesn't mean I have to do that to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have a lot to talk about on problem solving skills, but you know, it's good we dedicated today to some of it, right? So plus prayer, like you said, plus patience, couples should do what? Define, sit down and talk about their problems, right?
Yeah.
Define what the problem is, think about solutions together, plan a time to talk. Not when I'm talking, you are busy doing something else. You have to plan it together, you know, while talking, listen to each other, decide on a plan, like you said, plan together, make decisions together, okay? Evaluate, you know, your plan, your solution, evaluate it. Is that the best for us? I say we teach little kids to do that. We tell little kids to come up with 2 solutions and we tell them to choose the best one. We tell them, come up with 2 solutions. Which one do you think is the best? So, yeah, welcome back, Posh TV. Yes, nice to have you back. So we'll just quickly, round up the points that we're discussing. So I was saying that we teach little kids to decide, come up with 2 solutions to their problem. Then choose the best one, having the consequence in mind. Like out of these 2 solutions that you have thought about, which one do you think will work best for you? Like that curriculum really amazes me. So how much more what we have spent so much, we've invested so much in. People throw away how long they have waited for God to answer their prayer. In that marriage relationship, that is those who carry God along from the foundation. People throw away the time they had invested, you know, in one another. The time they had invested in, you know, in raising the children. Because I'm really also, like, it bothers my heart when the kids that are involved, when a marriage, you know, gets shattered. I'm like, oh my God, what will these children be facing right now? So broken homes keep producing children who are broken. It's only by the grace of God, you know, that when these children go into the society, you know, that they themselves will be able to, you know, like live above those experiences. It's really a heartbreaking experience to watch children go through, you know, parents who are always fighting each other, parents who are always antagonistic, parents who are always hostile, parents who are always, you know. So problem solving skills is huge.
Huge, yeah.
Very huge. So one more time, I want to thank you for coming and thank you for joining our conversation today. We keep it going. Like I said the last time, we'll also discuss on our next topic on WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so
Do you
much.
have any last words you want to chip in before we say goodbye to our?
Okay, I'll just say couples should learn to put their relationships first. Yeah, put your relationship first above anything else. Put your spouse first above anything else. You know, like you mentioned when you were talking about communication, the spouse is talking to you and you prefer to be reading your chats either on WhatsApp or looking through pictures on Instagram, or you prefer to pick a call from a friend, or you prefer to be working on your laptop, you know, all of those things will it definitely bring in issues into your marriage. So learn to put your relationship first. Or for example, your husband or your wife says, okay, I want you to accompany me to an event, and then you prefer to attend a party with a friend instead of attending another one with your spouse. That's very bad, very wrong, and it will make your spouse feel uncomfortable, to make him or her feel not respected, to make him or her feel like they are not important to you. So learn to put your relationship first in all things, in anything you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That is very important. Putting our relationship first is very important. Thank you so much. Thank you. And friends, please, like she said, does not mean our relationship first, you know, before God. It's after God, our relationship. She's saying first above every other thing and above any other relationship we have with other people. You know, I just say, let me chip that in, because as children of God, our relationship with God is number one. Our relationship with our spouse is number two. Every other person can, you know, come after that. So thank you so much, Posh TV. Thank you. Very cool. God bless you. And our viewers, we have come to the end of our conversation today. And please stay with us. Please subscribe to our channel. This is Life Insights with Dr. Mercy. Also, please find Posh TV on YouTube and please subscribe, support her. She has a lot to give single ladies. This woman right here, she's loaded. She's blessed. She's loaded. Please, I want you to support Posh TV. Find her on YouTube and support her, okay? Please like our videos, give us thumbs up. Give us thumbs up. Yes. Give us thumbs up. Feel free to share our videos, and please feel free to join our conversation. All right. Very soon we'll be coming live so that you can call in to ask any questions and make contributions. We are working on that. Do not despise the days of little beginning. Like I will always say, this is a channel inspired of God. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless you. See you next time when we have another conversation. Bye-bye, Posh TV.
Bye.
Bye.